Hey everybody, Glenn Hausman here just before the lodging conference has started, and I've got the incredible Chip Rogers with us. Chip, it's so great to see you today.
Good to see you, Glenn, as always.
So this is exciting. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about the state of the industry, but 2,500 plus people coming here to the lodging conference, that says a lot, doesn't it?
It says a lot about the conference. Yep. It says a lot about the entire team here, especially Harry and Liz. They're such wonderful people, and it says a lot about the industry wanting to come together.
Yeah.
And so, record-breaking crowd, this is going to be fantastic.
It's going to be fantastic, but what does that portend to the overall larger story that we're seeing right now in hospitality? Because honestly, Chip, I'm getting mixed messages. It seems the haves and the have-nots.
It is mixed messages. It's been a regional recovery, no question about that. I think we were so gangbusters during the summer that now that we've had a little bit of let-off, people are getting a little concerned. But I think this is just temporary. I think by the holidays, by Thanksgiving, we'll be back up better than 2019 levels. And by the end of the year, 22 will go down on the books as better than 2019.
It's interesting you should say that, because there's a lot of folks out there that are saying now 2026, et cetera, this, that, and the other thing. Why are you so bullish?
Well, adjusted for inflation, they may be accurate.
Right.
But in just talking about revenue generated, I think we're back to 2019 levels. I think people are wanting to get out and travel. I think we saw a nice start of business travel following Labor Day. And so I've been in a lot of large cities lately, especially on the East Coast. It's back. You know, being from New York City,
I know.
It is back.
And I'll tell you guys, it is back. I live 47 miles from the Moxie Times Square. It takes 3 hours drive each way these days to get back and forth to the city.
I can't imagine why you would go. But
well, I'm trying not to. You know, honestly, I would rather jump on a flight from New York, come here to Phoenix, because it's less stress on my body. But speaking about flying, you're right about business travel, because my upgrade possibilities are diminished with every single week.
I was on a flight recently where I had the highest status, and I was 17th from the top to get bumped up, which tells me a lot of business people starting to travel again.
Right, and that's really good for the overall sense of the industry. But the other aspect of it is people are coming back. People are all excited to travel again for work, for pleasure, whatever. But we don't have enough people working in the host hotels. As of today, where are we at with that?
We're still well over 1 million, probably almost 2 million people short of where we need to be. Now, if you look at what job openings are out there, probably 1 million, 1.5 million in our industry, direct in the hotel industry, not indirect jobs, but probably about 2 million to where we would be fully employed in our industry.
So how do we do that? How is technology going to alleviate the burden for having to get those 2 million people when there's 2 available people right now for every job that's open, and they're not taking those jobs?
They're not taking those jobs, no question about it. Sadly, the recession might play an impact on getting people to come back to work who dropped out of the workforce. That's a terrible encouragement to get back to work during a recession. But it is what it is. Technology is absolutely helping, though, because it allows hotels like this one to have a better understanding of what their customer is. If you think pre-pandemic, hotels are still relying on this thing. Everyone's going to check in at this time. They're going to check out at this time. Now with technology, to be able to track when your customers are coming in and out, you can start doing the proper room cleaning when it needs to be cleaned.
And that might actually help increase customer service, I think, because I've been seeing a lot of talk. I know some brands have done it, check in, whatever, you can leave 24 hours later.
Right.
Maybe that would create more flexibility to create better opportunities for customers to enjoy a specific property.
Oh, I think that's absolutely happening, no question about it. We're not going to go back to the way that it was. And frankly, I'm in a hotel almost every night. I can tell you the customer service to me, and I'm not just touting this for the industry. To me, it's as good today as it was pre-pandemic.
Excellent. What else are you thinking these days?
I think things are relatively good. This labor thing has had a major impact. There's no question about that. And there's still a regional recovery. I mean, you're still doing outstanding if you're in Florida, if you're in Texas, even if you're in Southern California. And you're still struggling if you're in a Portland, a Seattle, even a Washington, D.C. And so it doesn't look the same everywhere compared to 19.
Right, so that's the matter. That's the story right here. You know, some people are doing great. Some people still have some way to go. But with smart thinking, utilizing technology in the right way, you might be able to alleviate that burden, not have to pay those people you weren't going to be able to pay anyway, and make more money. Does that sound about right?
Well, look, if the industry's not making money, you can't hire more people, you can't develop more hotels, and ultimately the guest suffers. And so the industry needs to be profitable. I think we're getting back to that. Again, I think we're going to look at 2022 as the year we were back. But adjusted for inflation, it may take another year.
So last question for you. With the inflation taking off so much, and I've heard rumors of another 75 basis points rise in interest rates, how do you feel that's going to affect overall hotel development, and how does that relate to the overall health and vibrancy of our business altogether?
You know, development is probably stymied just a little bit. What I find interesting right now is the lack of deals. Like no one's doing deals at all because of the interest rates have gotten so high. And so we'll see how that plays out. That's not good. Hopefully it's just for the short term.
Right.
But yeah, I'm hearing 75 basis points, even maybe 100 basis points, which will really begin putting the brakes on it. You saw the story about FedEx the other day, and the reason their stock dropped was because people are ordering less stuff.
Right.
That's telling me this thing's starting to slow down.
And Amazon's warehousing issue as well. I don't know if you know or are aware of this. However, they've cut back expeditiously on the amount of warehouses they're building, and they're trying to sell off some as well.
Yeah, that's telling a story, right? But hopefully this doesn't bring a crash. The term is soft landing. I don't know if we're going to have a soft landing. It might be a little bumpy, but let's land and then let's slowly take off.
Well, my hunch is we're going to see more of what we've seen. Less people focus on buying things online and going out and experiencing experiences in the real world. And yes, these experiences twice in a row. Chip Rogers, thanks so much for being here.
Always good to
I
see you.
appreciate it. Take care. And thank you all for watching. We'll be back with lots more coverage here at the Lodging Conference on No Vacancy.